could. Something's coming, something good. If I can wait, something's coming, don't know when, but it soon catch the moon, one-handed catch. Yes, honey, and something great is coming. Who knows? Maybe tonight, baby, tonight.
Everybody, and welcome. I'm Brent Musburger. Between them, Louisville and Duke have a combined winning streak of 37 straight games. Since the dawn of the month of February, there has been only one setback suffered by these two teams. That was by Louisville at the hands of North Carolina State. And so, Billy Packer, without question, we have the two finest teams in the land battling for the title.
I would agree, Brennan. If they played 10 games over the course of the year, I think they'd probably be 5-5, but that's not the deal. It's one and done now. And I really believe the word stamina is going to be a key word in this ball game tonight.
Billy, let's go up to the host chair, and here is Jim Nance. Jim?
All right, thank you very much, Brent. We have a completely different scenario than last year in Lexington, when Villanova was a decisive underdog and pulled off the upset, beating Georgetown in an upset that people are still talking about. This is really the first toss-up game we've had in the championship final since 1982, when North Carolina and Georgetown went down to the last seconds at Michael Jordan's winning basket. It's Duke against Louisville for the national championship. It should be another thriller.
Trying, you keep the dream from dying. You're one of the crew that always comes through. You keep on glory flying. You make.
For a while Saturday, Coach Denny Crum had reason to be concerned. Led by John Williams, LSU dominated the early going. They led by 8 at the half. But in the second half, the aggressive Cardinals went into their high-flying act, fast-breaking to a 17-1 spurt. And Coach Dale Brown was looking to a higher power to keep Cinderella at the ball. But Louisville, clearly the superior team, wound up breezing to victory. So for the Tigers, the party was over. Coach Mike Krzyzewski's Duke team was expected to be here, largely because of Johnny Dawkins, who shot the eyes out of Kansas in the first half. Ron Kellogg countered with a big effort for the Jayhawks, ending up with 22 points. But otherwise, Kansas coach Larry Brown was having his problems, and they would get worse. Tommy Amaker led a Duke spurt, but the real bad news came when Greg Dreiling fouled out with more than 5 minutes to play. And soon after that, super soft Danny Manning also fouled out. Larry Brown later said he knew then that the lights were going out for Kansas. And they did, when freshman Danny Ferry scored the winning basket in the closing seconds. So now Coach K, the former West Point cadet, takes his top-seeded Blue Devils into the championship game. It's Duke versus Louisville.
Texas, it'll be the Cardinals of Louisville against the Duke Blue Devils for our national championship. Billy, there are 7 seniors starting tonight, 4 for Duke and 3 for Louisville. One of them is Louisville's talented forward, Billy Thompson, out of Camden, New Jersey.
Great all-around player and is having the tournament of his life. He's really coming on strong in the latter part of his stages of his senior career. He can do it all, Brent. He can score, rebound, run, pass, and defend.
He is matched against Mark Allery, who played a spectacular defensive game against Danny Manning of Kansas on Saturday. Allery is a position defender, a scrambler. He'll dive and go after every loose ball.
And in addition to playing the big defensive game, tonight he's also going to have to put some points on the board from the forward spot.
There is a great guard matchup for our fans to watch tonight. The brilliant senior of Louisville, Milt Wagner.
Had an injury last year that kept him out for the year. Came back slow at the start of this year. A brilliant shooter from the outside. Has the great size. Going to be matched up against some quickness, however, tonight.
And Johnny Dawkins, who's averaging 24 a game in the tournament.
He's probably been the outstanding player of the tournament so far. A great penetrator, great outside shooter, the quickest man in college basketball.
And Billy, our keys would be?
Well, the keys in a big game like this, stamina I mentioned at the top of the show. Duke played so hard against Kansas. I don't know if the one day's rest is enough for them. Rebounding, always in a big battle like this, you've got to go on the board. Duke position rebounds. In the case of Louisville, they go up in the air with great leaping. And then the guard matchups. Normally Louisville with their great size handles the guards, but Duke's got a real advantage in quickness.
So we are about to start Duke and Louisville, and we'll meet the starting lineups in a moment.
Tonight's national championship game is sponsored by Mass Mutual. We insure more than lives, we insure success. Budweiser, Beechwood Age for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you. And by Today's Chevrolet, who invite you to live the style, performance, and fun of Chevrolet in '86.
You know, I love everything about this car.
New Chevy Nova. It's a lot more than you'd expect for the price.
It's a darn good car for the money.
Well, you sold me.
And I really like the way it's built.
Oh, it really moves.
95% of Chevy Nova owners would recommend their new Nova to a friend.
There's so much room. I thought you'd like it. And it doesn't cost much to keep it filled either.
New Nova.
It's a lot more than you'd expect for the price.
Drive today, Chevy. Live today, Chevy.
Nova.
The lights of Dallas, Texas are twinkling tonight as we get ready for the NCAA championship between Duke and Louisville. Inside the Reunion Arena, and let's go to the PA announcer, Frank Fallon, to meet the starting lineups.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Reunion Arena for this evening's national championship game between the University of Louisville Cardinals and the Duke University Blue Devils. Now, let's meet the starting lineups. For Louisville at forward, a 6'7" sophomore from Louisville, Kentucky, number 41, Herbert Crook. For Duke at forward, a 6'5" senior from Drury, North Carolina, number 12, David Henderson. For Louisville at forward, a 6'7" senior from Camden, New Jersey, number 55, Billy Thompson. For Duke at forward, a 6'8" senior from Scottsdale, Arizona, number 32, Mark Alleridge. For Louisville at center, a 6'9" freshman from Savannah, Georgia, number 43, Purvis Ellison. For Duke at center, a 6'8" senior from Rolling Hills, California, number 21, Jay Billups. For Louisville at guard, a 6'5" senior from Camden, New Jersey, number 20, Milt Wagner. For Duke at guard, a 6-foot junior from Falls Church, Virginia, number 4, Tommy Amaker. For Louisville at guard, a 6'4" senior from Ashland, Kentucky, number 42, Jeff Hall. And for Duke at guard, a 6'2" senior from Washington, D.C., number 24, Johnny Dawkins. And introducing the head coaches for Louisville in his 15th season, Denny Crum. For Duke in his 11th season, Mike Krzyzewski.
The Blue Devils have won 21 in a row. The Cardinals 16. A national title is now at stake.
There's a company today that insures successful people coast to coast. Across America, we bring security and financial planning to people like you. We're Mass Mutual, and we insure more than lives. We insure success.
You can take off, you can take it all in. You can be the best. You can see it. Blue skies fading tonight. Head for home where love is shining bright.
Cavalier, America's best-selling car line. The #1 choice for people who know where they're going. Drive today Chevy. Live today Chevy. Cavalier.
It's been a high-scoring road for the Cardinals in this tournament. Twice they have soared into the 90s, 3 times into the 80s. As for the Blue Devils of Duke, they won the East Regional. They have been in the 80s twice and in the 70s 3 times. The officials tonight, and they are 3 stories in their own right. Henry Nichols is the referee. This is his 6th NCAA championship game. Don Rutledge was one of the referees in last year's Georgetown-Villanova Classic. Peter Pavia of Rochester, New York, beat cancer 2 years ago and has come back now to be one of the officials in this championship game. The Blue Devils